Hello everybody, this is Zach's At It Again. I'm your host Zach Cooley and I'm coming to you live and in video instead of in audio from the beautiful Abingdon Chilhowie Art Place in Chilhowie, Virginia, and I'm with the legendary artist and my friend Mr. Jack Jarata Taylor. We are here celebrating your 80th birthday today. So, first of all, happy birthday, Jack. And it's an honor to be a part of your celebration today. It was an honor to be invited by our mutual friend, Sarah Taylor, to be a part of your celebration. Was it a surprise to you?
Surprising. I found out I got more than 3 friends.
You found out you had more than 3 friends. You definitely have more than 3. There was about 24 people, family and friends that came from all over to wish you well. Lots of nice food and definitely a lot of support from our community here. And I'm here in your personal little space where we have your wonderful art. You want to, as we go through here, can you give me a little bit of background on some of these paintings as we go through? Jeremy, if you want to zoom in on the paintings.
Tell me which one.
Talk about them. Let's start about this running fellow over here. With the bright colors over here.
This
Yeah.
Running Man.
Running Man.
That's due to me being, I always ran when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Until I was about 30 years old.
Yeah.
Bicycle and run. That was in honor of the sport of running, I guess.
And are the colors kind of representative of different moods, or is that just?
Yeah, basically it's more pastel, and I wanted to do something that was pastel-like, rather than my the real brilliant ones I really usually do.
Right. And then we have this one that's probably your most famous. One of your most famous, anyway. Wouldn't you say?
This ranks up. It's Rising Moon, and it's a view out my mom's and dad's house.
Which is in Sugar Grove, right?
Sugar Grove, the so-called downtown Sugar Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon used to come up directly in front of the window, and my mom made me a studio with a bunk bed and everything.
Right.
So I would lay down and watch the moon come up. And you see in the trees little fireflies and all.
Yes.
And there was a creek behind. I really don't know the name of the creek. And the road went down from the house to the other highway. It goes down towards the Sioux house. So that's a view of my interpretation when I was 6, 8 years old of Sugar Grove.
8 years old.
Somewhere that way. Yeah.
So we're talking 70 years ago at least.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I painted about 10 years ago, I guess.
10 years ago. Okay.
It's from memory. It's my style of memory.
Right. Okay, and then we go over to this one that is multi-dimensional over here.
Yeah, that's a unfinished one. I'm notorious about not finishing painting.
Oh, it's not finished. Okay. So the white spaces are what has yet to be finished.
Right. Mainly in touch up on other. It's back in my hippie days when I was a pyramid artist, and it's like when you die, you bug in the ground and you're looking up, and the sides are where the people are. That's the bottom of the pyramid. You're looking up at the vertex. You have the hand of God with the fingertips coming down to pluck you up into the heavens.
Either you're going up into the heavens or down into the burning.
It's either way.
Yeah. So this is the dimension between real life and spiritual realm.
Correct. And the angel with a red dress and alien being. And then the 4 elements of rain, sun, heat. I forgot
Yeah.
now.
Wind,
still back in the 70s.
Wind, fire, earth, wind, fire, and water, right?
Right.
Right.
You remember better than I do.
Very good, very good. Well, it's easy with your beautiful interpretations. Let's go to this house here with the blue car and the mini moons.
Again, that's in Sugar Grove.
Uh-huh.
I was renting the Dutton house, the 1790 house. It had cladding on the side.
Did you say Dutton?
Yeah.
D-U-T-T-O-N?
D-U-T-T-O-N. And who owned the house. The house was originally built in 1790 or something like that. And it was an old house. And they put siding on it. That's what my first wife and I lived for a while. Had a daughter, stepdaughter, Adrian. That's them in the doorway. Me coming back, I was working at Brunswick at the time. So that's my refreshing of that time and space.
So the shadows are you and your daughter?
And my ex-wife, Morris, and the daughter, Adrian.
Yeah. So the shadows in the doorway are your ex-wife and your daughter?
Correct.
Okay. And you're pulling in the car there.
Right.
Okay.
Coming back from work at night. Kind of a simple thing, but
Very beautiful.
kind of important.
Very, very beautiful. So then, just below that, you have a multi-dimensional face here.
Swing This Way, I believe is the title of that.
Uh-huh.
And I signed it. I got a drawing of it. And the drawing I made it.
Did you say swing this way or swing?
So, T-H-I-N-K.
Think this way. Okay. Very good.
And so, actually, a friend of mine who was a musician in England gave me a name for it. But I haven't ever finished. That's another notorious unfinished work.
A musician in England?
Yeah.
Is that one you want to name? The famous one? Because you know so many famous ones. Rather not name him. All right.
See.
Uh-huh.
She's from Sweden.
Oh, Sweden. Okay.
Yeah, but she lives in England.
I gotcha.
And we was going to have a concert at the Lincoln Theater Men.
Oh, that would have been fantastic.
But they don't, the people I pick out for concerts is really top of the line.
Right. They can't afford them.
Yeah, according to what they say.
Yeah, can't afford it. So they say they can't afford it.
Yeah.
But you and I share a love of some people, some musical people who are pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think you know who I'm about to say. I just saw her recently in Roanoke, and that's Miss Bonnie Raitt. And
I was going to go, but I'm battling the sickness.
well, if I had known that you were interested in going, I would have loved to have got your ticket, and we would have gotten you there.
Yeah.
Because she is unbelievable. 75 years old and still unbelievable. And you got to meet and talk with her personally. She gave a concert in Sugar Grove, is that right?
Yeah, I used to have a music park in Sugar Grove, and I had all types of celebrities.
Yeah.
And I happened to be out one day when she had a concert there, so that's, and I didn't talk about the normal stuff. I guess that's the reason I was on her mind more or less and became friends, acquaintances.
Yes.
Because I didn't talk normal, ooh, gods, whatever, you meet somebody famous.
Right.
I talked to her like she was a friend.
Right.
And she was for a while.
Yeah. And is she as wonderful of a lady as she seems to be?
Very much so.
Yes. Yes.
In
And
fact, I was surprised she was so down to earth.
really.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. I've adored. I was 4 years old when Nick of Time came out, and
That was one of my favorites too.
when she hit it big, and my mother's a redhead, so she reminds me of my mother. So, I'm drawn to her, and you're pretty
I was a fan of her dad's.
John, right?
Yeah, so that's how I got acquainted with her in
With
that
her.
sense about who she was.
Right.
Then I really got acquainted when she was in the music part.
Right. Because you were a music representative for a number of years.
I try to get people out, and one thing happened, we were trying to get together some Native American musicians now for the concerts.
Right.
Come in.
We need to pause. So let's start back here behind you now, Jack, and the guy holding the wine glass here.
Oh, that's two sisters. I won't mention who they are because they wouldn't like for me.
All right.
One sister don't like the other sister.
I see. So
I keep those quiet. But they're actually two friends of mine when I was growing up.
Uh-huh.
They were selling wine grapes, which the mom didn't know.
They were what now?
Wine. They had a bottle of wine right behind.
Oh, and their mama didn't know they had.
Yeah, so that's what it's about.
And then here we have this. It's like a Mexican fella or a Western fella here. And
Back years ago, when I got well known as a painter, I filled out some forms, and they asked you to have your first name and last name. So my first name I put down Jarata, which I was using.
Right.
And it wouldn't go through. They said, you gotta have a nice name. I said, some people don't have a nice name. Look at Picasso.
Yeah.
That don't count. So I said, Star. Jarata Star. And so I went through, and that's the reason I started painting and drawing Star.
Right. Okay. I got you. Okay, because I was wondering why you had signed that particular one, Jack Taylor 73, instead of Jarata.
That was one I did for my mom.
Okay.
That was my mom's painting.
I see.
And after she died, I got it back. But that was an old man I saw somewhere. I used to paint some old men. Don't know what that. I had Old Joe was my most famous one.
Right, which we're gonna hold that one up here. Old Joe, there's Old Joe, which looks like a photograph.
Yeah, that's one of my. That one in the Highlands Festival in sometime in the 70s. The best in soul. The best of painting or whatever.
You won the top prize, basically.
Yeah, I won, and people's vote. I got all three in a row.
Very good.
And I don't think that's ever been done since or before.
As well you should. And this man back here with the
behind.
Yes. With the
kind of representing myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a self-portrait?
Kind of.
Coming, right behind. There you go.
The attitude more than anything.
Yeah. Frustrated artist.
Yeah. Analyzing whatever he's gonna paint.
Do you remember what you were thinking at that point? What you were contemplating at the point you were painting that?
One of my more negative moments, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah. Artist paints anything that comes up, good, bad, ugly. And I've done some of the both. But I do not do questionable paintings. I do paintings that kind of bring joy to people when they see it. Even if they're in a moment of depression or something, I'll try to twist that and make it enjoyable to the viewer.
Absolutely, and I think that's what's special about your art is because artists or abstract artists, I guess if you will, have a tendency to want to romanticize the dark side of life and analyze that and to try to get the depth of feeling when you can get as much, if not more, depth of feeling from positive emotions the use of vibrant colors, which is what.
I try to turn around, make the viewing a good thing that would kind of help them. Even though I may not be in a position to help, I like to think the artwork does enlighten people and make them a little bit brighter in a day.
Well, I think that's the goal of all artists, and as a writer too. We want to enrich the world and enrich audiences that we may reach, and you certainly do that with yours, and you have done that the world over. What painting, or is there a particular painting or a particular era of art that you are proudest of?
Actually, 3D1 is a rising moon. Actually, 3D, which is different from most other
Absolutely.
artists. The other one was my New Orleans area, the blues one. Which,
Starry Night Blues.
Yeah, Rainy Night Blues.
Rainy Night Blues.
And that was my most popular.
Yeah.
And then the other was when I had Natalia as a muse, was painting the island. And she took to Russia and sold a whole bunch of paintings of prints in Russia.
That's amazing. That's the Rainy Night Blues. That's the Van Gogh one, isn't it? Or the one with the three horn.
I guess you could say it was Van Gogh. It's solemnistic.
Right.
And so by the time I spent on like French Quarter, Market Street, so in New Orleans.
Sure.
That was the best time of my life, living in New Orleans.
You've always impressed me with the celebrities, and when we admire a lot of the same artists, musicians, and things. We've talked about Bonnie Raitt, of course. Which one was the most moving and had the most impact on you that you can talk about? Because I know some you don't want to talk about.
One I'm working on now to do a painting. She contacts me pretty regularly, but I won't say her name. I kind of keep my celebrity connections private. So
right.
Because they don't want to be. They want to have a normal life like other people, and they can't because it's celebrity. So I don't.
They don't want people like me trying to stalk them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people visit my house. That's done it in quietness, and nobody knows. I had one guy, and I forget his name. He was a railroad. He played Don Quixote on Broadway. He would come in my back door every time he'd come and visit. He'd walk across the field on the back door. My front door is only like 50 foot from the main drive.
Right.
Come in.
Okay, so I met you several years ago through, I guess maybe 6 years ago, through a very special mutual friend of ours, Sarah Taylor. I call her Ethel because she's like the Ethel Mertz of my family. Anytime you need something, well, she calls my wife Lucy, so it's Lucy and Ethel,
Okay.
So she's always Ethel to me. My daughter calls her Aunt Ethel. So anyway, Ethel introduced us about 6 years ago. And we had a very special connection from day one, or at least I feel so.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to call you a dear friend.
Me too.
And
call you, not me.
Yeah.
I got my own friend.
I've done several stories. Had you on the podcast several times. It's been you were actually my person of the year one year, which was a great thrill for me. And we have a very special connection, I believe, and we have a very special project that I hope we get to do one of these days.
Yeah, we got to do it because I'm getting younger all the time.
Yeah, and that's to put down your memoir, and we need to get that done. And am honored to, if it gets off the ground, I'm honored to be a part of that process.
Yeah.
So I hope that's something we can do in 2025.
Yeah. It needs to be done. People ask me all the time.
Yeah.
It's already popular about us having the first thing done.
Yeah. From your life, what would you say is your greatest lesson to impart to people? What have you learned is most important?
Something I don't practice too often is to be happy.
Uh-huh.
I go through an art thing. When I was born, I wasn't supposed to live because I had breathing difficulties and all.
Mm-hmm.
Just continued for that life.
Same here.
And but I survived. I did that through philosophy and beliefs.
Yeah.
And did art. I just feel like I have to do my art for other people.
Yeah.
To enjoy. So I guess that's it.
What makes you the happiest?
And I'm painting.
Painting.
Of
course.
Yeah, swinging around talking.
Yeah. Have you felt love today?
Well, it's surprised because I was actually kind of depressed when it started. So
right.
Now I'm okay.
Yeah, good, because you've seen that there are people here who love you, and that's an important thing. And I can't speak for other people, but I can promise you that as long as I'm alive, you'll have somebody that does.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I mean that most sincerely.
I have a close friend who is, I call her special muse.
Mm-hmm.
And she had sent a mug to me. She was wanting to come.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily for this, but to
just to visit you.
So she'll be coming sometime.
Good. I hope so. Well, thank you for this time. It's an honor to do this live podcast here with you, and happy birthday and many more, Jack. And you said when we surprised you to come out for your birthday, you said y'all come back for my 150th. So
right.
If I'm still here, I'll be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here.
So, we'll all be somewhere at that time.
My grandparents my great grandparents, native American Cherokee, live outside of West Jefferson, North Carolina, moved out when the Tale of Teals started to get away from going west. They each lived to be 104 and 106 years old.
Oh, fantastic.
So I got the genes in me for me to have a long life, hopefully.
You sure do. You sure do. Well, bless you, Jack, and thank you very much for your time.
Okay.